China is not behaving itself along the Himalayas. So, India has picked up the stick and it is about to charge with it at China, where it hurts the paper dragon the most. From the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, India has a message for China. Back off from the LAC or we will make the life miserable for you in the Indian Ocean. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which are a terrestrial chain consisting of 524 islands sovereign to India, have turned into a nightmare for China. The islands have always been India's biggest asset in the Indian Ocean, while also serving as the country's eyes when it comes to keeping a check on Chinese activities across the Strait of Malacca and thereafter across the Indo-Pacific. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, incidentally, were gifted to India by Japan in 1943 upon the insistence of visionary Indian freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Now, India is set to use these islands against China. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tribhuvan, and in this video, I will tell you how India is preparing Andaman and Nicobar Islands for war with China. Let's begin. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose had during World War II itself realized the extraordinary significance of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. In a message to China, Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat said on Friday the Andaman and Nicobar Command has lived up to its mandate and continues to remain poised and prepared to take on a varied spectrum of threats. The statement on Friday, the Chief of Defence Staff said the geographic location of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands guarding our eastern frontiers while straddling some of the world's most important sea lines of the communications, also known as SLOCs, has made them one of the most important strategic area for the nation. The CDS added that today, the command stands proud as a potent force to reckon within a region that is under intense scrutiny on the world map. The Andaman and Nicobar Command, also known as ANC, is the first integrated theatre command in India with headquarters at Port Blair. The second one is the Strategic Forces Command, which looks after India's nuclear assets. In fact, Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat made no secret of the fact that the Andaman and Nicobar Command serves as a leading light of how theaterization of the Indian military can be achieved. Rawat has been working on theaterization model under which at least 6 new integrated commands are being envisaged. According to the Economic Times, each of the theatre command will have units of the Army, the Navy and the Air Force, and all of them will work as a single entity looking after security challenges in a specified geographic territory under an operational commander. This would change the existing system of all 3 services having different commands across the country. India possesses the ability to block all supplies to China which pass through the Strait of Malacca, a strategic choke point connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans just south of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Almost all essential Chinese supplies, including China-bound oil, must cross the Strait of Malacca. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands overlook this choke point, and India has always considered the many islands in the chain as immovable aircraft carriers which will play an immense role during the conflicts with China. Last year, the Modi government has expedited the plans of basing additional military forces, including facilities for additional warships, aircraft, missile batteries, and the infantry soldiers at the strategically located Andaman Islands. As reported by TFI in 2019, the Modi government had provided Rs 5,650 crores to develop military infrastructure in the region after Prime Minister Narendra Modi and then Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had visited the Andamans. Defence sources said the long-pending plans for force acceleration and military infrastructure development at the islands have gained a sense of urgency, with China's aggressive and expansionist moves both along the 3,488-kilometer line of actual control as well as in the Indian Ocean region. India will be able to base additional warships, aircraft, missile batteries and infantry soldiers in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands under the overall 10-year infrastructure development roll-on plan, which also includes an air enclave with a 10,000 feet runway at Kamota Island. Interestingly, as reported by TFI in April, India and Japan are partnering to weaponize these islands. For the first time, India has allowed Japan to make humongous investment in the islands via an official development assistance, also known as ODA project, paving the way for Japan to put in over 4.02 billion yens or Rs 265 crores in investment to the island chain. The project undertaken by Japan would improve the power supply in the islands while also stressing the strategic geopolitical location of the islands for an open Indo-Pacific. Essentially, at a time when India is refusing to budge on the Indo-Tibetan border, Particularly in eastern Ladakh, China too is playing hardball. The 13 Corp Commander-level meeting between the two countries failed to achieve any results. But China is being told by India that its action in eastern Ladakh will only motivate New Delhi to achieve complete militarization of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Rest assured, China does not need to be reminded of the consequences of the same.